a sophomore medical laboratory science major. And my story's kind of interesting. I was originally born on Long Island, but as I was growing up, I moved around a lot, and I actually moved to Delaware a few years ago in high school. I mostly wanted in-state tuition, but as a side note, I also liked how, our science programs have gotten a lot of funding through research, and it just really attracted me, the campus-wise. Other than Pi Alpha Phi fraternity, I've also been a member of Making Doctors and board crafting, and I just joined the Medical Laboratory Science and Diagnostics RSO. I mostly just wanted a tight-knit community of friends, and also people who are in similar academic interests as me. So freshman year I actually came in as a psychology major because I was really interested in my AP psychology class during my senior year of high school. And while I do enjoy the subject, I slowly lost interest in it because I did a little bit of research and found out that the job market for psych majors right out of college wasn't too great. And plus I also had strong interest in biology and chemistry and the harder sciences. So I made the switch to MLS. So for the past year and a half, college has been overwhelming in all the good and bad ways. Good because I made more friends in the past year and a half than I did in 4 years of high school. Not necessarily because I didn't talk to people or anything, but just because being in a dorm and living with that many people your age, you're just kind of forced to bond at an extremely rapid rate. And as far as classes, I've learned to become a lot more independent in terms of scheduling my own study hours. As opposed to spending 35 hours of your week in lecture, we're only spending roughly 12 to 17 if you're a full-time student. And the rest of the hours I just kind of block out my own time to study and get ahead of the game. Around the time I started my freshman year, it was fall semester of 2014, and I was kind of interested in joining a fraternity, but I was on the fence. And then my friend Marciana knew about this, and she was telling me, oh, well, I have a friend, Kevin, he's in my Chinese class, and he's the secretary, or he's one of the founders of Pi Alpha Phi, and she said, oh yeah, I could relay some contact information to you, and he can give you all the information for Rush, because Rush was starting that week. I think this was the second week of Rush, so there was only a few more events left. And so she gave him my contact info, and then he contacted me and told me the dates for all the Brotherhood and information events, and then I was on board. What separated Pi Alpha Phi from other fraternities is that the charters or founding members of Pi Alpha Phi seemed more interested in the business aspect of running a fraternity. While I spoke with brothers from other fraternities, they mostly talked about how they throw great socials, mixers, parties. They put the social aspect on the forefront. While with Pi Alpha Phi, while they did mention having fun every now and then, it was more of an afterthought, and I was more interested in the networking and philanthropy aspects of joining a fraternity. Everybody just seems so close with each other because with the 8 charter members, you really can't not know somebody. As opposed to a 100-man fraternity, you may know everybody's names. Either you have to force yourself to memorize them, but you can't say that you've spent an adequate amount of time hanging out with every single one of them. While in Pi Alpha Phi, I've gotten the opportunity to get to know each brother fairly well. Well, since Pi Alpha Phi is a part of the Multicultural Greek Congress, we're very keen on embracing our roots and our Asian heritage, and while it is not Asian exclusive, it will take people from any race. For all my life, I've always wanted to practice in the healthcare field, and right now I don't really have an exact idea of what I want to do for the rest of my life. Immediately after college, I do plan on hopefully going to grad school and doing research for molecular microbiology. As far as moving, because I've moved so many times in my life, I'm not really too picky on location, but moving somewhere warmer, closer to the beach would be nicer. I do like the sea. It's just a really relaxing atmosphere, the smell of the ocean, everybody just having a good time with their families and friends, It's just a nice, it's just so far away from all the work and stress, Advice that I would really give to my younger self is to just be more proactive and to embrace, your inner energy. Because in the past, I have friends, who told me, oh, you try really hard, you need to relax a little bit. But if I could go back, I would tell myself to try even harder because I do. Because deep down inside, I can be a go-getter when I'm in the mood. And while I will slack off every now and then, I'm not perfect in terms of work ethic, but I would just tell myself to embrace, the hardworking side of myself. I would describe myself as determined, but very easy to get along with. I'm not the kind of person who really likes to instigate, arguments. But I would say that you should take advantage of your resources and ability to reach out to other organizations, because while we are not the largest fraternity, we are affiliated with several other Asian interest and multicultural organizations on the East Coast, and it's, you can never really know too many people, and plus also to take advantage of all the bonding opportunities and brotherhood events that we have within our own chapter, because we do usually have post chapter dinners weekly that I sometimes attend when I have the time, and little things like that. The hardest part about being in the Alpha class is that because we are the second oldest class, we're kind of learning as we're building the fraternity from the get-go. And while the charter members did do most of the groundwork, our job was mostly to build on top of that and to lead, and to also lead by example, because once the charters graduate, we're left with the alphas, and then we have to teach the betas and the gammas and so forth. But I think it's not entirely a burden. I do think it's a good experience, because we've had to force ourselves into leadership positions and build leaders out of ourselves. And while if we were in a fraternity that was established 50 years ago on a campus, I'd probably put myself in a more of a follower position for the first 2 years of college, and then maybe step up into the officer team or executive board. So my advice would, if you were starting a colony for a fraternity on your campus, is to really do your best to reach out to your national organization as much as possible, and seek out advice or help from colonies or chapters that were established in a relatively recent time frame from yours, because they went through what you're going through not too long ago, and they can give you very fresh advice that they might have wished that they followed. Thank you for watching my profile. Click here to watch our service videos, or click here to watch Connor's profile. Did I get that mixed up, or is that right? Is that it? How'd it go?